Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to learn about how CDC can improve your life. I'm Noah Cohen. I'm a PM here at Google Cloud. Joining me today is Caleb Carr. He's a principal technologist at Schnuck Markets. And we're here to talk to you about CDC. So you're here listening to us, so the chances are pretty good that you have a lot of data, maybe even big data. The real question is, are you getting the most out of that data? What do I mean by that? I mean, you have data in a bunch of different databases. It's changing, it's growing. Do you have access to that data? Do you have access to it at low latencies, at scale, reliably, securely, easily? Most importantly, do you feel like you're able to take the best business decisions based on that data? Are you truly data driven? Now, those are big questions, and I think the answer to at least some of them for most of you is no, not really, maybe a little. And that makes sense, right? Those are hard problems to solve. That's where CDC comes in. So CDC, change data capture, this is a concept that's been around basically as long as databases have been around. Every time a change happens in a database, be it an insert, an update, a delete, that change gets added to a log inside the database. Now, that log is generally used for a database's own internal replication purposes. But what if you had access to that log? What if you could pull that data out and use it in your organization as it happens? Now, this is a well-accepted concept in the market. Analysts, different products have already addressed this, open source frameworks like Debezium. But we want to talk about how CDC with Google Cloud can help improve your business. Now, let's go through a few scenarios of life without CDC, see if any of these resonate for you. You're doing analytics, you have your reports, dashboards, you're trying to make good business decisions. And you have all of that stuff running over your data warehouse, let's say BigQuery. Now, that data is coming from some of your data sources, some of your databases at some cadence, every few hours, a couple times a day. But it's taking a lot of work to keep those pipelines healthy. Let's say a schema changes, a column gets added on a table. What happens? The pipelines could break. Now you're not getting your data, it's not up to date. You may only be hearing about it when someone in your organization says, hey, something looks off. You're spending way too much time keeping up these pipelines and not enough time investing in your business. Now let's talk about your architecture. You may have a monolithic architecture. You may want to modernize and move towards a more microservices-based approach. Now, you can use Kubernetes, you can be containerizing, but what you really need to fully realize that value is your data available as it happens as an event stream, so you can be event-driven. You can build an event-driven architecture. But how do you get access to that data? How do you do it at scale across your organizational data? Now, our third option, or our third scenario here, is really about breaking down the silos in the databases in your organization. You may have many of them, but are they communicating with each other? Can you keep them in sync if you need to, especially if they're different database types? How do you synchronize your database engines, especially across different engine types, with low latency? Now, I don't think I'm giving any spoilers here. I've said it a number of times today. The answer is CDC. When you have access to the data as it changes, you unlock a lot of powerful scenarios. You're able to have faster and more reliable analytics and business decision making. You can power your event-driven architectures for a more flexible microservices-oriented approach. And you can synchronize your databases at low latencies, even across heterogeneous databases. So at Google, we're no strangers to CDC. We have a number of services that already leverage that. Dataflow is our stream data processing service, and it has connectors today that you can pull CDC data from using frameworks like Debezium on the back end. And it processes those data in real time and can do a number of interesting things with it. Same goes for Data Fusion. We have a Data Fusion replication feature, has connectors that can pull data from CDC from frameworks like Debezium. But at Google, we decided we wanted to take this one step further. So we're announcing DataStream. DataStream is a new, serverless, easy-to-use CDC and replication service. DataStream is Google native, meaning you don't need any external frameworks to run it. It doesn't rely on any agents, and it's cloud native. Now, DataStream is available today in public preview for both MySQL and Oracle sources, and there's more to come. So what could DataStream-powered CDC do for you? We talked about a number of use cases, event-driven architectures, synchronizing heterogeneous databases, but by far and away the most common thing that we hear from our customers is real-time analytics. If they have access to their data in their data warehouse at real time, they can make a lot stronger business decisions. But don't just take it from me. Like I said, Caleb is here to tell us about how Schnuck Markets use DataStream to improve their business. Now I want to hand it to you, Caleb.
Thanks, Noah. For those of you that don't know, Schnucks is a grocery retailer based in the Midwestern United States. We've been using GCP for several years, and when we found out about data streams and what it could offer, we jumped at the chance to be a part of it. One of the challenges we faced with leveraging BigQuery effectively was ensuring our operational data was from our on-prem Oracle environment was available quickly and reliably for the analytic, reporting, and data science workloads that were very dependent on BigQuery. Our initial approach was using batch jobs to synchronize data through our existing ETL platform. While this did the job, a couple of the issues we faced with this approach were the batch nature of the process caused delays in replication. We weren't making decisions at the kind of speed we wanted. Network bottlenecks due to large volumes of data being synchronized at once caused performance bottlenecks. We had at least one person on the team constantly dedicated to grooming these pipelines, dealing with schema changes, scaling the system to deal with peaks, and adding data as it was added to Oracle. The process to configure data stream was very straightforward. We needed to enable LogMiner and the table logging in Oracle so that it would write the changes as they happened and data stream could pick them up. Setting up secure connectivity with a Bastion host through our existing VPC. Securing data is very important to us, so it was great that DataStream leveraged our existing security and network framework. When we started the stream, it began streaming normalized data to GCS. DataStream actually normalizes the data types across all data sources, so it's easy to consume downstream in a source agnostic way. We used the integrated data flow template to process and load data from Google Cloud Storage into BigQuery. On the same day, we had a working and flexible data pipeline delivering real-time data from Oracle to BigQuery. One of the clear values of data streams is the real-time access to data in BigQuery. For us, that means our data science team is working with up-to-date data for our machine learning models. Our programs are running with faster business insights, and our stores teammates can better support our customers. Because DataStream is serverless and it's flexible enough to handle schema changes as they inevitably happen, we were able to take the person that was dedicated to keeping these pipelines healthy and redirect them to much more strategic initiatives. An added benefit was by reducing the load on Oracle, both by moving it to BigQuery as well as using LogMiner, we were able to improve the efficiency of our existing transactional workloads. So that's what DataStream has done for us here at Schnucks, and we're planning on using DataStream for all of our Oracle environments going forward. Back to you, Noah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And Caleb, it's really amazing to see the impact that DataStream had on your business, not only on your ability to take better decisions on faster data, but also freeing up resources for other initiatives. It's just awesome to see. So like we said, DataStream available today in public preview for MySQL and Oracle sources, so you can get access to changes as they happen from those database types, but that's not going to be all. It's important to us that you get access to your data across your organization, so there's going to be more sources coming and extensibility as well. Now, as Caleb mentioned, regardless of where the data comes from, DataStream does normalize it to make it as easy as possible to process that data downstream. Now, as data changes, DataStream emits events, a stream of events. That stream of events we call a change stream. And that change stream gets persisted somewhere so that you can pick it up and do stuff with it downstream, like drive your event-driven architectures. Today in public preview, we support persisting the data to object store, Google Cloud Storage, but in the future, we're going to persist also to messaging queues like PubSub and Kafka. Now, integrations are super important to us. We want CDC to be available no matter where you're using your data. So we have integrations across the platform. With Cloud Data Fusion, we are powering an Oracle connector for the Cloud Data Fusion replication capability. You can get data out of Oracle with CDC and into your easy-to-build, no-code data pipelines super easily. As Caleb mentioned, we're also integrated with Dataflow. We have available today purpose-built data stream-specific Dataflow templates available to load your data into BigQuery, Cloud SQL, and Cloud Spanner. Now, as I said, integrations are super important to us, so there's more coming. Data Catalog, for instance, is high on that list. Now, we talked about change streams, and a lot of our customers do want that data just raw as it happens so they can pick it up as the data changes. But a lot of our customers say, hey, I have a table on my source. I want that exact same table on my destination. Just keep it up to date so I'm constantly getting that data fed as is. We call those materialized views. And as we said today, those are available in BigQuery, in Cloud SQL, and in Spanner. Now, those are only going to improve and expand. We're going to add additional destinations. We're going to work with our partners like MongoDB and Databricks, and we're going to have extensibility on that side as well. So we talked about the use cases. We understood how DataStream works, but I would be remiss to not talk about just how easy it is to use DataStream. As we mentioned, DataStream is cloud native, and first and foremost, that means completely serverless. Now, Caleb talked about how many resources it takes to keep scaling up and down your resources as your data scales, but with DataStream, you don't have to do that. DataStream with no management, no provisioning, no monitoring will auto scale as your data grows and shrinks, keeping it always performant and low latency without you doing a thing. Now, if that wasn't easy enough, it's also easy to use. We want you to get as fast time to value to your data as possible. So we have an easy to use guided experience with connectivity built right in. And speaking of connectivity, Caleb mentioned, and we believe firmly that security is first and foremost for you and for us. That's why we offer a number of connectivity methods that are secure and flexible that can leverage your existing infrastructure and make sure that you're comfortable and feel secure in data stream processing your data. So we covered a lot of ground from use cases to how it works and the value you get. We talked to Caleb about how Schnuck Markets had CDC improving their business life, and now it's time for you to do the same. Available on the console today, DataStream in public preview, the DataStream aware templates in Dataflow for data processing. Same with the connector in Oracle, the Oracle connector in Cloud Data Fusion replication feature. And of course, you can always learn more on cloud.google.com/datastream. So get started and find out how CDC can improve your life. Thank you so much for joining us.